Good evening, everybody. We got here a 1v1 on a classic Arabia map, and let's get right into it. We do have MbL playing as the Cumans in the blue to the east of the map, and then his enemy in the red is going to be Dogao playing as the Sicilians. So, two newer civilizations, not civilizations we see too much of, especially in 1v1 Arabias, but of course when it's ranked they will be looking at different options as they continue on. So let's take a look at the maps. Very easy to wall these tree lines in quickly for Dogao, but on the other side of his map he is extremely open. That is something he probably will just wall into the town center rather. Yeah, he's already started to wall into the town center. And then his enemy, MbL, playing as the Cumans, is going to be in a similar spot. So fairly easy to wall along this wood line, meet up with that one, but pretty wide open. Unlikely that MbL is going to want to go this far out for his initial walls, if he decides to fully wall it in the end anyways. Some free shots on that scout, so that's going to be a big deal as we continue on, as there is already a barracks out for MbL. So he does have militia on the field. I'm just going to slow it down a little bit as we get to the regular speed. And luckily Dogao already walled in for the most part. Yes, walled in on this side. Still needs to drop some walls over here, but by the time the militia make their way around, yeah, no, they're just going to run right back to where they came from. They are being chased down, getting a couple free hits from that scout cavalry, and both the players on their way up, but of course, with these two militia, only two militia that is, little bit of a delay for the Cuman player to get to the next stage, but of course he's going to want to press any sort of advantage he has, as Dogao now in the next age, a stable immediately coming up, and that will be spotted, of course. And there is 3 on stone for MbL. So this is something that we need to keep an eye on, because of course, if you're not even in the feudal age and you're already collecting stone, there's something going on. And there's going to be some aggression. And I think that's exactly what we see right here, as these villagers are going forward, and we'll see, yes, the scout of Dogao did spot that. So what is going to be the move? Forward town center right here. That is interesting, not what I was thinking it was going to be. This villager going to get attacked by a lion, but shouldn't be any problem, as we do have Loom in already, if he does notice that he's getting attacked by a lion. So, interesting move there. The scouts just battling it out, 2 militia versus 1 scout, and then 1 weak scout versus 1 strong scout, as the villager for MbL hiding in the woods, and I actually don't know if that was seen. Oh, it is seen by Dogao here. That villager's gonna get taken out. Oh no, he walls himself in. Wants to make sure he's protected. Of course, just 1 sneak villager forward, not going to be too big of a deal, as second town center's already going to be up by the time any scouts come forward. I actually do like this TC spot. It does secure this forward gold, protects a forward wood line, and it does allow for him to really expand his economy out more than he would typically. And MbL has still stayed with just those 2 militia for now, so he's going... Oh, he has built 1 spearman, so that will add a little bit of extra protection at home, but he's walled in all over the place. And Dogao also collecting up resources, wanting to start to save towards the next stage, but if he's consistently producing scouts, he's not going to be able to. MbL with 315 stone after dropping his second town center, so we will likely be seeing a castle at the castle age upgrade. Ooh, bit of a mistake here. I think he's ran in a bit too far, Dogao. He will likely lose a scout here. Oh, no, the other scout gets attacked instead. So 4 scouts against 2 spearmen and a almost full HP scout. So these 4 scouts will have to run away, and the spearmen will stay back at home, as these 2 militia still trying to cause as much damage as possible. And this builder coming forward, we'll see exactly what Dogao's Fog of War does show, and there is nothing to be seen of this villager that's going to build a watchtower right on this woodline. So that will be a big deal, as these scouts have not yet been able to engage, and there is a 4 villager lead for the Cuman player, as he's dropping this tower that will force the enemy off of this woodline. But obviously Dogao knows something is coming up. He does run over. He's going to take out these militia, no doubt about it. But this tower will be going up, and it will be able to hit the woodline. But because of Dogao being able to see this, he does run, and he does add that little bit of protection. And this villager's all alone up forward. Not going to be in too great of a position if this tower gets taken out early on. Going to need to start to repair the palisade wall, because there are 4 scouts, but these scouts are low HP. They could actually be taken out. Yes, exactly. So that villager will heal up or repair that palisade, and would like to see this tower fully walled in, just to make sure that it is as much of a pain as possible. 410 stones still for MbL, as he is going forward, and that was not spotted. That's a big deal. 5 villagers forward. But Dogao is on the way up to the next age. We do have defense upgrades coming in. We do see there are going to be 3 stables for Dogao, and a tower being dropped forward. That's obviously within the line of sight. But 2 spearmen might be enough to protect this, especially with this scout coming back. We do have the upgrades in, so we do have higher HP for these scouts for Dogao. But very, very weak scouts right now. They have been damaged quite a bit, and we do see a donjon. That is the benefit of playing as the Sicilians. Now he's got the ability to make units out of this building. He's got the ability to completely demolish a tower. And Castle Age is hit. We've got 3 knights right off the bat. And once you get 3 knight production coming out, it's going to be very difficult for these regular spearmen to be engaging against them. Another watchtower going up right next to this original one, and we are just seeing more and more spears forward, and seeing exactly what these Cuman towers can do. Of course, the scouts now not being quite as important, but the towers gonna be just a headache to clean up. And what this is doing is it's allowing MbL to get time. He's in the lower age. He's at a disadvantage. He does lose villagers, but he's got a 22 villager lead. I mean, at that point, if he stops villager production, he can beat anything that's thrown out at him. He is making a switch into an archer sort of line. Oh no, he is not. He's actually keeping spearmen. He's just getting fletching so that his towers have that better attack. And he is repairing this tower. Unable to repair the secondary tower, but he's taking out villagers, and MbL's in a position where he can be losing his villagers, but any villager that's lost for Dogao is a big deal, as there's another tower down here by this same villager. That tower will be taken down, but just so much idle time forced. As these knights are getting damaged, they're winning fights, but they're still unable to do too much, as the villagers inside are just repairing. A little bit of a bug here in that the villagers are repairing from within the tower, so it's not possible for Dogao to be really attacking properly, and this tower will definitely go down to this knight and villagers. But now we have MbL on his way up to the next age. He's behind in score, but he's going to have a lot of spears out, and those are going to be pikemen once we get to the next age. MbL, of course, still repairing up those towers, so there will not be that tower or castle drop that I was expecting earlier on. But these are a lot of spearmen, and only one tower left, but might want to wait. Would have preferred to wait for the pikeman upgrade. Of course, those knights just so much stronger than a regular spearman. This watchtower will definitely go down now. Well, I guess he can repair from inside the walls, and with this little bug of the villager being right inside. And we see spearmen getting sent all over the map. This one knight, if it had not been noticed, could have taken out quite a bit, but one villager will fall, but unlikely anything more. Not even a villager falls there. And immediately we see the pikeman upgrade coming in. We already see the first attack upgrade coming in for these spears, and there's a lot of spears on the field. Not sure how I feel about fighting underneath the town center against spearmen. These knights are falling like crazy, but they need to get some sort of an advantage. This tower has been such a pain for Dogao to deal with, as the third town center is going up for the Cuman player, and I believe these points will start to flip as we get to the next age, and the quick walls come in. Oh my goodness, MbL, that is a definition of a quick wall. My goodness, that is crazy. That just saved him 6 villagers, no doubt about it. Now the knights are going to attack, but pikemen will come in response, and that shouldn't be a problem. That might have been the game-winning move. That quick wall was undeniable. Beautifully done. Just perfect execution. And these villagers running away from this gold pile, they know it's not safe right now. He needs to now get to a point where he's walling up a little bit more. And MbL, he is not quite as far ahead villager-wise as he was, but Dogao still just one town center. He's got a monastery, so we will see some relics getting collected up. Dogao, the only advantage he has now is he's got the mobility of the knights. I mean, if you're fighting knights against pikes, it's okay in small numbers, but once the masses start, I always prefer to fight with the pikes. And this tower still not taken out. It will be falling right now, but just so much damage done to these villagers here, and able to get quite good value out of that tower. Now MbL is looking to just boom up. He's going to consistently make his pikemen, but he knows he's in a good position. He knows that even though Dogao is ahead score-wise, he must have an advantage. And so the pikemen are running forward, but this is a big group of knights. Now that we're at 17 knights, it's going to be hard for these small groups of pikemen to engage. They need to be separated. Look at that battle. Look at the field. All just pikemen on the ground. Not a single knight dies in that engagement. So monasteries being dropped now for the Cuman player. We see lots of pikemen coming out. More and more being built as we speak. 22 villager leads still. So Dogao being able to keep up fairly well, all things considered, as the monks will start to come out and a few conversions will really flip this around. The knights choosing to engage. I do prefer to be the pikeman in this situation, because the reinforcements are right there, and there's a lot of weak knights here. Just kind of playing touch and go here as the knights do some micro, but they are so weak. They will clean up this group of pikemen, but so many knights have fallen there already. Look at that. We only have 11 knights left, and more pikemen just coming forward. These knights are going to fall like crazy. Every shot by a pikeman is pretty much taking out a knight at this point in the game. Militarily, Dogao still has more army, but he can't be engaging with these small knight numbers underneath TC fire. Gonna need a few more knights if he wants to be taking out town centers. So one knight does fall, and these pikemen come forward. 2 monks. We can get 2 conversions here. 1 conversion right off the bat, and now suddenly MbL can keep up a little bit better. These blue dots here are just the buildings that were put up earlier on in the game, and these 4 knights causing lots of idle time, but with a 26 villager lead, the idle time doesn't matter. And now we're up to almost 30 villager lead. So as the game continues, MbL is growing stronger. He's got the much better economy. He's gonna need to get something that can engage against the buildings. He's gonna need to add some siege, need to add something else with his pikemen, just to make sure that he can actually attack, because right now he's not in a position to be able to attack. The knights are engaging. Mangonels will help push pikemen back a little bit as 2 monks do run forward. Another town center up for the Cuman player, so that is a big deal. We've got how many town centers for Dogao? Just the 1. And if we switch over to MbL, I'm just going to take a quick look at this engagement here. This is really where the fight is happening. The monk healing up pikemen, but it's not going to be enough yet. And the knights able to clean everything up. Military is dead even for numbers, but the military for MbL is all over the place. Spread out quite a bit, attacking here, defending back here, and that is the beauty of the mobility of having the knight civilization. You are able to run circles around, split up the army, and engage when you want, not just when you have to, like the pikemen. And not enough pikemen sent out in defense here, as MbL is seeing a little bit of his economy fall apart, but the monks are enough to scare away the enemy knights. It's a big group of knights here, wanting to see some good engagements. As this Mangonel, a little bit sloppy there to let it fall to just 2 pikemen. Those 2 pikemen could have been taken out very easily. But MbL now needs to hold. He has enough for a castle, so a good castle location to protect his much stronger economy is necessary. And Dogao, if he can continue this push and press his advantage, he can win this game. And this is his only chance, really, as the knights are coming out, attacking the economy. The economy is much stronger than what Dogao has at home, but if it gets cleaned up, there's nothing he can do. And the knights have gone in a bit too far with the conversions, with the pikemen, with 2 town centers firing. Dogao might be calling the GG soon, and this is the castle that he needs. MbL needs this castle to go up, and it will. A little bit of a regrouping happening from Dogao, and he's going to run around to the other side, which is fairly open, but town centers are protecting it. This castle will definitely go up, and we will likely see the unique units for the Cumans coming out, and of course they will add that speed, they will add that range and mobility that MbL needs. These knights able to get into the wood lines, but again, same situation. There's pikemen everywhere. We've got 27 military for MbL. These pikemen going to be able to engage more and more as we continue, and Kipchaks are coming out, so very good unit for hitting and running, but can't take the big engagements. These 2 knights already in the back of Dogao's base, so now Dogao seeing some idle time. He hasn't seen too much of that since this tower rush at the beginning, and then this one over here. So these 2 knights are just throwaways for MbL anyway. He got them for free with conversions. And MbL very badly housed right now. He needs houses quick, and I don't even know if he's building any. I don't see any yet. He needs them. This castle will really protect this choke point here. And this castle, not sure how I feel about this castle going up for Dogao. This is an all or nothing castle, and there's an all or nothing castle in response from MbL. Both teams going completely all in on these castles. Both of them will probably go up, as a matter of fact, but those mangonel shots so big. The difference, of course, being MbL can lose all of these villagers up forward. But Dogao really can't look at the idols. 30 idols for each player. These villagers now tasked to go back, so they will be dying. It's going to be pretty close to GG for Dogao, I believe, as we do see battering rams coming out. Probably going to see an upgrade to capped rams, and this castle's pretty much gone as we speak. Both of the castles able to engage with each other, but this battering ram will be able to go right in, and once it's upgraded to capped ram, there is not much that even the mangonel can do, because this castle is going to have 8+2 range. Mangonel only with 7. That knight goes down. Good little pick-off as more gold is required. Kipchaks attacking the gold piles of Dogao. The points have swapped back and forth. Capped rams now attacking this castle. Every knight and mangonel that goes in is going to die to the castle fire. Good move. These knights will be falling apart. Kipchaks not so good in close, so a little bit of a screw up there from MbL, but he's so far ahead right now. He's got almost twice the villager population. He's got a villager population that means he can be looking at going up to the next age even. As we see petards dropped forward to attack that castle. Not something we see very often at all. Pikeman still all over the place for the Cuman player as a defender. And very open on this side of the map, but not many villagers there, so we'll take out this castle. Next stop, next castle. And Kipchak's coming out quite a bit all over the place. Pikeman. MbL now at a point where he needs to press the advantage that he has. Ballistics coming in for these Kipchaks, making them out of both of his castles, still producing his pikemen, but Kipchaks have very good attack, and so once they get to a critical mass with pikemen in front, they can engage against these knights very easily and one-shot them pretty quickly. The knights will fall to the Kipchak fire with the pikemen up front, and we do see upgrades coming from them. But lots of damage being done, and MbL's farming and wood eco here, even a lion joining in. Not a situation you want to see. Just a couple walls here would be able to protect his whole right side of his economy. But now we've got this push down the center that I just don't think Dogao can engage against. 51 military for MbL, 109 economy. Ooh, the economy is falling pretty hard though, because right now MbL is all centered down the middle. Another town center being dropped emergency style. MbL choosing to just run straight up the middle. He doesn't care about the flanks at this point in the game. He can protect with as many town centers as he wants, as this castle's gonna go down. That many capped rams with the Kipchaks attacking the knights behind it. This capped ram choosing to engage against a stable rather than against the castle. Not sure I like that, but little bit of a cleanup happening over here. These knights will fall to the town center fire if they choose to stay there, but they're going to run further in, cause more delays. The Kipchaks taking out the repair villagers. Both of these players losing so many villagers in these engagements. And the castle stays up, unable to actually take it out. I thought for sure it was going to go down, as these knights will be cleaned up by just town center fire. Only 2 knights, not too big of a deal. 1 knight in response will be able to cause quite a bit of damage, and then the rest will just be town center fire. But now the Kipchaks still massed up. Only 5 military for Dogao, 63 villagers. This might just be the point where he wants to start to call it, as these villagers will be falling all over the place, and there's nothing left for him to protect back at home. His whole engagement has been on the sides. He's been winning on the flanks, but just straight down the middle. Can't handle it yet. Once we look at gold, gold is actually becoming a little bit of a problem for Dogao. He has used his entire main gold. He's on these gold piles here, not too much remaining. He's got about 1,200 there. Not even that much on these gold piles here, probably about 500 or 600. And more villagers going down. Even that many knights against this many Kipchaks, they will start to die. But MbL just choosing to take out the villagers. He knows that he's got a villager lead, and he knows he needs to take out as many villagers as he can. And that's exactly what he's doing. 55 villagers now for Dogao. And the Kipchaks unable to get out. Actually, nice little trap there. They will run around and eventually get out. But whoa, Dogao with the beautiful walls here. But MbL doesn't matter. That's just a distraction force anyways. He's got 7 rams going forward now, all taking out this castle, and the GG is called. Overall, great game.